Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjan Shalakaya Chakshurum Litam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurave Gaur Chandraya Radhikaya Stadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namah. Radha Chinta Niveshinam Yasya Kanti Vilopita Shri Krishna Charanam Vande Radha Lingitam Vikraham. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. My humble obeisances to Divine Lotus Feet of my Guru Maharaj, Nitla Vishnu Om Vishnu Parastotta Shad, Shri Srimad Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, and similarly to my Shiksha Gurudevs, Nitla Vishnu Om Vishnu Pad Bhakti Vedanshila Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Nitla Vishnu Om Vishnu Pad Bhakti Vigyanshila Bharti Goswami Maharaj. My equal Danda Pranams to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada and all his prominent associates, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, and Srila Bhakti Raksha Sridhar Gosai Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Daita Madhav Gosai Maharaj, to all entire Rupanuga Guru Vargas, to all devotees on this Zoom meeting. My heart thanks to Yashodhari Didi for arranging this Zoom meeting for the benefit of everyone, those who are coming Kartik and those who are not coming to Kartik, and many other subtle bodies moving around. First of all, I want to remember Yashoda Nandan Prabhu, who is my godbrother, who passed away. I mean, he joined Srila Gurudev in one of his pastimes somewhere. He and Yashodhari Didi together, they introduced this a beautiful system of connecting devotees, the speakers and the audience via Bhakti Zoom, performing Navdeep Dham Parikrama and Braj Mandal Parikrama. So remembering Yashoda Nandan Prabhu, my humble obeisances to him, and of course my god sister Yashodhari Didi. Thank you so much for having me. She was writing me all day since 1 week, inspired me, and I was a little reluctant. No, I'm very busy, but I can't say no to her. Can't say no to the devotees. I'm feeling so encouraged and inspired to see so many devotees on the screen. For this Kartik Parikrama, but only on one price, nothing is free. We just had Pujapad Nemi Maharaj speaking, so you guys got get 2, 1 free. So my gratitude to Pujapad Nemi Maharaj, he inspired me also to speak certain things which was not even in my head yet then. So on only one price, I request all of you to please come Braj Mandal Parikrama. We are doing under banner of IGVT, International Gaudiya Vedanta Trust, established by Srila Gurudev, and is going to begin October 28th to November 4th. But why we have to come? That's the point. So this is what Yashodhara Didi is trying to do, lit that fire in everyone's heart prior to Kartik Parikrama, that even if you have not booked, still there is time to book. And please come to Kartik Parikrama. Okay, the topic given to me is Glories of Kartik, or we can say Glories of Kartik Parikrama. Just like in terms of Radha Kund, it is said, Kunde Mahima Jani Radha Mahima. Kunde Mahima means the glories of Radha Kund is not different from the glories of Radha Rani. They are one and same. Because Radha Kund is what? Radha Kund is Radha Rani herself. There is no difference. There is not any achintya bheda bhed there. There is no bhed, it's only abhed. Of course, it is achinte, it's unconceivable. But for those who can't comprehend and for those who are not taken shelter of a Rasik Acharya, as our Srila Gurudev, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, for them it's inconceivable. But those who have taken shelter, either Shiksha or Shiksha, from Pujapa, Srila Gurudev, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, for them it's very easily conceivable that Radha Kund is not bhed abhed, it is just abhed. Means there is no difference. And in the same way, the glories of Kartik is not different from the glories of Radharani. There is no any bhed there. No difference, is abhed. Okay. And so, Braj Mandal, Kartik is performed in Braj Mandal. Whose name is Kartik actually? Kirtida Sundari. Radharani, who is Kirtida Sundari, the darling daughter of Kirtida Maya. That's why this month, the auspicious month, is called Kartik month. Amongst all other auspicious months, we have this Chaturmasya going on. Krishna and Radharani appeared in the month of Bhadramas. But amongst all other auspicious times and the month, this month, Kartik month, is the most and 1 billion, 1 trillion times most auspicious month. Yeah, because this is the month of Radharani. And Radharani is what? The supremacy of Radharani over the supremacy of Ashya Vigraha over Vishya Vigraha. Krishna, the auspicious month of Purushottam month, which is falling next year, that comes after every 3 years, but there's a month of Krishna. But Kartik month is a month of Radharani. And as we all know, the glories of Radharani is been narrated by all our acharyas. All our acharyas. So now the question comes, who introduced this Kartik Parikrama? Who initiated this Kartik Parikrama? So think of it for a few seconds. Then many thoughts can come in your head. Who introduced this Kartik Parikrama? Can say Srila Gurudev did this, Param Gurudev did this, Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada did this. Who did this? Who initiated Kartik Parikrama? Okay, we don't have much time on that. Some other time, but my meditation, my opinion can be wrong. You can correct me, dear devotees. But my opinion, my meditation is the Kartik Parikrama began with, initiated by He Radhe Braj Devi ke chalalite, He Nanda Shuno Kuta, Shri Govardhan Kalpa Pad Patale, Kalindi Vane Kuta, Ghoshantaviti Sarvato Brajapure, Khedir Mahavivalo, Vande Rupa Sanatano Bhattajugo, Shri Jiva Gopalako. The Kartik Parikrama initiated by Shri Rup Shri Sanatan Goswami Pad. And how? With a mode of separation. Those who are so much in the union and watching the all pastimes of Radha and Krishna, Ashtayam Leela, those who already attained this, but they're already absorbed in this, They are exhibiting the highest mode of separation. How to perform Kartik Parikrama, shown us by our Bade Baba, Shri Sanatan Goswami. Performing Govardhan Parikrama every single day. Shri Rup Goswami, Shri Das Goswami, Shri Jeev Goswami, Shri Gopal Bhatt Goswami, Raghunath Bhatt Goswami. They are the one who initiated this Braj Mandal Parikrama. Going around all over Govardhan, Barsana, Nandagaon, Vrindavan. He Radhe Braj Devi ke chalalite, he Nandu Shuno Kotaha. Oh Radharani, where are you? Where are you? So strange. They are seeing all the pastime and they are asking, where are you? Why? Unsatisfied. Unsatisfied with full satisfaction. There's something which is called unsatisfied when you don't get something. But then there is another rasa, another level of rasa when you're fully satisfied and you show you are unsatisfied. So Shri Rup, Shri Sanatan Goswami Pad. They are the one introduced Shri Brajmandal Parikrama. But then it was little hidden. It was just amongst themselves. Tushanticha Ramanticha. They were, discussing amongst themselves. But when we came to Shri Jeev Goswami, who is greatest of all Rupanugas, he embraced the mood of Shri Rup Goswami. And he understood the mood of Mahaprabhu and Shri Rupa Goswami. So therefore, Shri Jeev Goswami, he trained 3 great personalities. Great personalities. Shri Narottam, Shyamanand, Srinivas Prabhu. Great personalities. Who are disciples of different gurus. But they all took shelter of Shri Jeev Goswami because of his, not only just because of his intellect and his learnings, but because he is best amongst all the Rupanugas. They also want to embrace the mood of Shri Rupa Goswami through Shri Jeev Goswami, even though Narottam Thakur is a Prem avatar. So, Shri Jeev Goswami Pad, he trained these 3 acharyas, and then they introduced Shri Kartik Braj Mandal Parikrama and the glories of Shri Kartik month to all individuals. And then under the guidance of these acharyas, then Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, on the order of his Guru Maharaj Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and with the inspiration of his spiritual master Shri Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, because the vision of Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada for his Guru Maharaj Shri Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj is that he is showing us the example of Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami moving around Braj Mandal with tears in his eyes and calling out, Kothai go prema mai, Radhe Radhe. He has never ever seen anyone weeping and crying in separation like this. So, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, embracing the moods of all the Rupanuga Acharyas, his Guru Maharaj, he introduced Srila Braj Mandal Parikrama, took all our Acharya, our Guru Vargas, to all those spots, the places of pastimes, which is our wealth. Because this is what Rup Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, the Goswami Vargas, they give unto us. Now Srila Prabhupada, keeping that deep mood in the heart, he wants to distribute this wealth to everyone, to the entire world. So he welcomed, he invited everyone from all over the world, whoever wants to come, to touch the dust of Vrindavan Dham, Braj Mandal. What is that dust? It is not just dust, which is also very important. But in those spots where Radha Krishna has performed beautiful, amorous pastimes, visualizing Radha Krishna pastime through the media of ears, And Srila Prabhupada gave those wonderful Harikatha. Because as Shri Rupa Goswami Paz told, Khantir avyarth kalattam virakti man shunyata asha bando samat kanthe naam gane sada ruchi asakti tad gunakhe priti tad vasati sthale. Those who are on the stage of bhav, what are their symptoms? Not going into detail on that, but priti tad vasati sthale. They have love for staying where? Living where? Love for priti vasati sthale. The place of the pastimes of Shri Radha and Krishna. Where Shri Radha Krishna has performed so many pastimes. Pramada madana leela kandare kandarati. Rachayati navayuno dandamasmi namanda. Iti kilakalanath lagnakasya devarame nija nikata nivasam dehi govardhanatam. Priti tad vasati sthale. If initiated devotees, especially those, but it applies to everyone. If we don't have that mamata, possessiveness, and love for this vasati sthale, this Braj Mandal, Kartik Mandal, Braj Mandal, and not coming to Kartik Parikrama, then actually we are losing so much year after year, year after year, year after year. We are losing so much. Gurudev said, I never ever, throughout my life, I left Kartik Parikrama. Never ever. 60, 70 years in a row. Why is saying so? Okay, prior to 1996, there were not so many devotees. Handful. 30, 40 devotees. So it's not about, okay, to pull out the crowd. Gurudev wanted everyone to come. But prior to 96, there were only 30, 40 devotees. And prior to that was only 10. So what inspired Gurudev is not just the crowd. Crowd was already there. Crowd was already there. A little separation was there. But the important fact is, why Gurudev said, I'm doing this from 60 years in a row? Who can say this? One who have realized something. This is matter of realization. It is not the matter of preaching. Gurudev said in the room, I travel throughout the year for preaching, but I come Kartik Parikrama, Braj Mandal Parikrama for relishing, for tasting the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Even though he's distributing this everywhere, all over the world, but he get too much emotional when he was in Kartik Parikrama. So much joy and delighted speaking about the pastimes, at the spot where those pastimes took place. At Barsana, all Radha Tattva, and Nandgaon, all Krishna Tattva. Govardhan, for so many days, Govardhan Tattva. Vrindavan, Rasa Leela. These are the favorite topics of Srila Gurudev. And he told us, make these topics your favorite too. Your favorite too. So he was a kind of begging everyone, because he's sannyasi, for our benefit, come to Kartik Parikrama every year. Give up all other things, even if it is 9 days and 10 days. Just come to Kartik Parikrama and recharge your bhakti. And Gurudev used to say, his Guru Maharaj, Shishimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj used to say, I recharge your bhakti 2 times a year, 3 times a year. One is Navdev Parikrama, that's recharge in March. Then Kshetra Mandal Parikrama, Jagannath Puri, that's the mid of the year. And the year ending with Kartik Parikrama, Braj Mandal Parikrama. 3 times recharge of bhakti. And actually it is recharge of bhakti. Really, really recharge bhakti. So, Priti Tad Vasati Sthale. Why to develop that so much love for Braj Mandal? Why to attend this Kartik Parikrama? As I said in the beginning, Kartik is not different from the glories of Kartik is not different from the glories of Radharani. Anya Radha Radha Padam Bhoja Renu Manashita Vrinda Atatiyat Padankam Asambhashyata Bhava Gambhira Chitta Kuto Shama Sindhu Rasa Syavga. Those who are inspired to drink that Sham Ras means, you understand Sham Ras? Or in simple, because there are many devotees will not understand, Sham Ras here means to get absorbed in drinking that bliss of Krishna Ras, Radha Krishna's pastime. Then there are three essential topics to know. One is Ane Radha Padam Bhoja Renu Manashita Vrinda Atatiyat Padankam. To get the dust from the lotus feet of Shri Radharani. And where it is? Only in Brajmandal. One who has not taken shelter, exclusive shelter of Shri Radharani, one who has not taken shelter of Brajmandal, which is the Padankit Bhumi, means all Brajmandal. Shri Radharani moved around all Brajmandal and have so many pastimes with Krishna there, to please Krishna there. So if anyone not bowing down their head, not touching that, then what is the use of life? This is the place where Uddhav, the most intellect personality, came and bowed down to the one dust of Brajmandal. Asam oho charan renu jusham mayam syam. And is performing austerities and Uddhav Kund, like a grass, a creeper, to attain that dust from the lotus feet of Shri Radharani. To attain that dust from the lotus feet of Shri Radharani, Brahma, he became a parvat, he became a mountain, and he held barsana on his head. And the glories of Radharani is what? Mahadev is only longing to get one sidelong glance, Kripa Kataksh, one sidelong glance of Shri Radharani. Shiva composes Kripa Kataksh Stotram. And Narad, Shri Narad, who is giving blessing and boons to so many and made them acquainted with Krishna, or they got Krishna, many devotees, through Naradji by mantras and by shikshas. Naradji is in Brajmandal performing austerities to become a maidservant of Shri Radharani. This high destination can only be attained in Brajmandal. So the glories of Kartik is what? This was just an introduction. It took me 30 minutes for intro. But the glories of Kartik is what? The glories of Kartik is following the words of Srila Gurudev and his footsteps, that those pastimes which are so special, Krishna didn't perform those pastimes in any other month. He kept those pastimes like intentionally, I think so, intentionally for Kartik month. Because it's a month of Radharani. Okay, let's begin. There's Balya Leela, there's Poganda Leela, then there's Kishora Leela. Balya Leela is so high, not going to describe Balya Leela here, some other time in Bhagavad Katha always. But something, I'm just picking up the important point, which I've been saying since 2-3 years in Kartik Parikrama and many other classes. One very speciality of Krishna in Kartik month is, which he exhibited because he always want to pose himself very special. Of course, he's very special. but he also want to pose himself very special from other incarnations. Otherwise, then what is the point? Then all they are same. All the ghee lamps look same. But Krishna is Govindam Adi Purusham. He is the cause of all causes. So I have to show and exhibit some speciality. And the speciality is been seen in month of Kartik by seeing the chastising words and the cane in the hand of Mother Yashoda. Somebody asked me this question just yesterday. Did Yashoda Maya actually beat Krishna with the cane? I said no. She can't bear that pain. She can't bear that pain that she has to hit Krishna with that cane. It was just to show some fear. Yeah. Some fear. But she never ever whipped Krishna with the cane. She can't do that. But just as Gurudev used to say, to make a fear that if I will not going to correct my son, my Lala, he is going to get spoiled in future. So just to create a fear. But this fear, bhirapi yad bhiveti, this fear is very amazing fear, Baba. Srimad Bhagavatam, Kunti Devi said this. Goppe dadakrit ghasam dam tavad, yate dasha anshu kalinj anju samraksham, vaktar vininya bhai bhavinna stitasya, sava mohiti bhirapi yad bhiveti. The personified fear get fearful just by hearing the name of Krishna. The personified fear. Let's say fear as a personality, even by the semblance of the name Krishna, runs away. But that very great personality, Krishna, is exhibiting fear in front of Mother Yashoda. Only in two places, Krishna has shown his fear. In Vatsalya Ras and in Madhuras. Because Sakhas, they are equals. There is not much fear there. There is always laughing and joking, having a nice time. But fear only comes when you are in front of a superior. Understand? This word fear can take 1 hour if we go into detail on this. But fear only comes when you are in front of superiors. So we can understand Vatsalya Ras is superior, means Mother Yashoda, Nand Baba, they are parents of Krishna. Roni Maya, yes. So Krishna is very fearful there. How about Madhur Ras? What is the fear in Madhur Ras? Radharani and the gopis, they are, equal with Krishna. Of course, we understand Mother Yashoda, she is superior, elderly in age and all. But Madhurya Ras, you understand what I'm saying. Radharani, gopis and Krishna, they are equals. And they are, having so many good pastimes. What is the fear there? That's the highest fear. Even though they are equals. What is that fear? That is a fear of love. Fear of love is very high. More than any other fears. Fear of love. To pacify Lalita, sometimes Krishna is pacifying Shabya, sometimes Krishna pacifying Padma, and to the topmost, Durjay Man, very difficult to pacify the sulky mood of Radharani. That's the fear. So he's always very alert and careful and cautious. I don't know what Radharani will see and what she will understand, and don't know when, why and where she will exhibit this sulky mood. And to pacify, it takes me so much uthak baitak. It takes me so much endeavors to pacify. That's always a fear. Bhirapi yad bhiveti. What Kunti Devi is saying, she only expressed the fear what she saw in the eyes of Krishna. Only concentrating on Vatsalya Ras. Kunti Devi has no access to Madhuras. She has no access to Mother Ras. So what happens when one is fearful? Color changes, one gets pale, sad, depressed. But the extreme of fear comes in the form of finally getting emotional, tears in the eyes. This happened in Kartik month. Krishna reserved those tears or to reserve this mood just for Kartik month. That's the speciality of Kartik. As I said, I spoke this many times. Many of my devotees know this. But there was one speaker, a respected speaker. 3 years back, he spoke on the dais, say that everyone cried, all incarnation cried, so Krishna also cried. So it's one and the same thing. Lord Narsingh also cried, Vara Bhagwan cried, Shri Ram cried, Krishna also cried. Then I said, no. That's a difference. Lot of difference. Yeah. And everyone was excited to hear what is the difference. Because we know the fact. Lord Narsingh also cried to see how Prahlad Maharaj got tormented with so much, by soldiers and all that. We all know the story. Shivara Bhagwan also cried to see how Mother Earth, Bhu Shakti, she's in waters. Shri Ram cried a lot. Kapil Bhagwan cried to see the tapasya of Kardam Muni. And with one tear of Kapil Bhagwan, there was a Bindu Sarovar, complete pond. So Krishna also cried when Mother Yashoda took cane in her hand. Dam Bandhan Leela, which is the speciality of Kartik month. And because of this Leela, Kartik month is also known as Damodar month. This month is Damodar month. Dam means rope, Udar means the waist. And again, touching that point, only 2 rasas have binded Krishna, Vasalya and Madhur Ras. Only Yashoda Maya attempted to bind Krishna, and Radharani, she bind Krishna. Many details into this. Many details into this. I'm just touching the outline. So Krishna also cried by rubbing his eyes, seeing the chastising words and the moods of Mother Yashoda. Yashoda Maya cried. Krishna cried. And this is what we sing every single day in the month of Kartik. Rudam tamuhu netram yugmang mrijantam karam bhoja yugmena satanka netram muhushasakam patrire kakantha site grevadamodaram bhakti bhajam namam vishwaram sachidananda rupam lasat kundalam gokula bhajamanam. Beautiful verse. Rudam tamuhu netram yugmang brijantam. The beauty of Krishna when he was crying, rubbing his eyes. Karam bhoja yugmena satanka netram. The speciality of Krishna crying over all other incarnation is he's crying with the atank, terror in his eyes. No other incarnations had terror in their eyes. Shri Ram didn't cry for any terror seeing Ravan or anyone. Shri Kapil Bhagwan didn't cry for terror for some other reasons. Narsingh Bhagwan didn't cry for any terror, whereas he was terrifying everyone, made everyone else cry to see his beautiful form. But the speciality of Krishna, Kanhaiya, in that Vasalya Ras, Dam Bandhan Leela, this Kartik month, when he cried in terror, Satanka Netram. This point makes Krishna special over all other crying of other incarnations. Satank, with terror in his eyes. And terror only happened with in Vatsalya by seeing Mother Yashoda, not even Nand Baba, only Yashoda Maya. Nand Baba not so much chastising, and Krishna is not even so much scared and afraid. Of course, he was obeying Nand Baba, but Yashoda va Mahabhaga papo yasya sthanam hari. The supremacy of Yashoda Maya over any other Vatsalya and the other terror Krishna had is the terror of Radharani, which made him cry either emotionally or terror in his eyes by seeing Radharani. When was that? Where was that? Sorry. Bhandir 1. And Krishna is boasting, is there is anyone who can have wrestling with me? Anyone? Radharani came forward. Lalita Sakhi brought Radharani. And whenever Krishna sees Lalita Sakhi in a different mood, he also gets terrified there. Because Lalita Sakhi also chastised Krishna, rebuking words. And Radharani came in front of Krishna. This is one level of love, or say one level of terror. And just by seeing Radharani is ready to have wrestling, and she just posed herself, yes, I'm a wrestler, come forward. Venukara nipatitam, skhalitam shikhandam, bhrashtam chapit vasna vrajraj suno, yasya katak shargata vimurchitasya, tam radhika chan renu ham smarami. The flute, which Krishna was having on his hand, the flute fell down. Venukara nipatitam, skhalitam shikhandam. Very fond of his having a peacock feather, fell on the ground. Bhrashtam chapit vasnam. His pitambar also fell. And what to speak of anything else? Krishna himself, he fell on the ground. The wrestling didn't even started yet. This was a terror. Seeing whom I am combating with. Whom I am combating with? It's Radharani. She's superior. How she's superior? They're equals. No, it's not about age. It's not about Kishore Kishori. It's about superiority of her love. Radhika Prem Guru. She's my Guru. And Krishna always feel himself as subordinate to that Prem of Radharani. Not subordinate to Radharani. Subordinate to that Prem of Radharani. So therefore he get nervous. He get little nervous. Not little, a big nervous when he encounter Radharani. Because of that Prem. Okay. So, the glories of Kartik month is in this month, Krishna exhibit that speciality of him over all other incarnations. But it is not about his speciality. He wanted to express the speciality of his Brajavasis. Because his life dwell in them and their life dwell in Krishna. The spirituality of Yashoda Maya. Yeah? Because the terror in the eyes by seeing Mother Yashoda's chastisement, and terror in the eyes by seeing the love of Shri Radharani. But we are not even counting tears, because if we start calculating about who can cry the most, then even Krishna is failure there. Because Man Sarovar, near to Vrindavan, Man Sarovar is a place where where Radharani, she cried in separation from Krishna. And how much she cried? She made a pond with her tears. Who can cry that much? No any incarnation, no Lakshmi, no Sita Devi, no anyone else, not even Krishna can cry. Only Radharani can cry because Radhika Prem Guru. She is the Guru of Prem. Yeah. Prem rolls on the ground of Braj, on the soil of Braj. Not only Prem. Devi Lakshmi Shutigan Dharani Lotave, Gopijan Adhikar Rovat Gave. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, Devis, Lakshmis, Shrutis, they roll on the ground of Braj, on the soil of Braj, seeing the speciality of the gopis. And Gopigan Adhikar Rovat Gave. They want to attain the same qualification as the gopis under their guidance, not independently. Vayam apite samasadi shangri saroja sudaya. Under the guidance. But when they see the glories of Radharani, they feel we can't even pray that. That's too far. That's too high. So Prem also rolls, fell unconscious by seeing on one side we see at the beginning of Ras Leela, Brahmadi Samrudam Darpa Kandarpa Darpaha Jaiti Shipati Gopi Ras Mandal Mandita. This highest amongst all the pastimes of Krishna, that is Ras Leela, also took place in the month of Kartik. I think Krishna keep that reserved for Kartik. Because highest month, the topmost month and the topmost pastime, where Krishna himself get restless. Nahi jane smrite rase mano kim drisham bhavet. I don't know what happens to me. I get restless when I think of Ras Leela. So that he exhibited in the month of Kartik, Ras Leela. But the point I was trying to compare here is Kamadev, the Cupid, the material Cupid, he wants to defeat everyone, and he thinks that he's just assuming he defeated all great personalities. Kamadev is thinking, I defeated Brahma because Brahma ran after his daughter. I defeated Shiva because Shiva ran after Mohini. I defeated Narad because Narad wanted to get married with Vishnu Mohini. So I have actually conquered everyone. I heard about Krishna. I want to conquer him. I want to defeat him. And Cupid challenged Krishna when Krishna was with his cows. Cupid said, be careful. I'm here to have fight with you. Krishna said, oh, wait a minute. Cupid, Kamadev, this is not the appropriate time. I'm with my gayas, I'm with cows. I will give some conducive time favorable time where you can come and conquer me. So come, very soon I'm going to begin my Ras Leela, midnight on the bank of Jamuna with all my beautiful gopis. That's favorable time for you. You need any other tips? Kamadev said, no, this is enough. And when Krishna, in the month of Kartik, that's the speciality of Kartik because of Ras Leela, the best amongst all the pastime, when Krishna played on his flute. And Shri Shukdev Goswami saying, Bhagwan apita ratri sharot full mallika vikshirante manaschakre yogamaya upashita. Is Bhagwan, the Supreme Lord, who's about to begin this pastime. But he can't do this. Shukdev Goswami, aligned with the mood of Radharani, also exhibited his mood that Krishna can't perform this Ras Leela unless he takes shelter of Yogamaya. Who's Yogamaya here? Yogamaya is not Purnamashi. Yogamaya here means Radharani. Krishna cannot perform this pastime without the shelter, without the support of Radharani. So, Kamadev came from far distance, and what to speak of shooting his 5 arrows, he only saw one ray of effulgence emanating from his toenails. One ray of effulgence from the toenail of Krishna Kamdev fell unconscious there. Unconscious there. Mahadev, Shiva, also was when he was in his samadhi. Kamdev came to trouble him, and Mahadev just opened his third eye, made Kamdev to Angaheen, without any limbs. Yeah. But here, the fulgence of the toenail of Krishna, one ray, made Kamdev fell unconscious. Tanno Ananga. That is Ananga. Means without any limbs. And Krishna shot his Pushpabanaya, his arrows through his eyes. So, the glories of Krishna, he made Kamadev fell unconscious. But the glories of Radharani, she make that prem unconscious. Even just like we said, bhirapiyat bhibeti, even the fear get fearful by seeing, by hearing the names of Krishna. The prem, the personification prem, get premified. The prem get premified when the prem see the glories of Radharani. How can she cry so much? She can create a whole pond with her tears. Prem get premified when she cries and weeps. This happened in the month of Kartik. And that's why Gurudev used to take us to Man Sarovar to do Achman, the tears of Radharani. Yeah. The tears of Radharani. Achman here means to drink the tears, but to pray those tears. That this, can I get some reflection from these tears? Can I get some, a little tinge of reflection from those tears? And can I also cry for Krishna one day? Like the Goswamis did while wandering on the streets of Braj. He Radhe Braj Devi ke Chalalite he Nanda Shuno Kota. This happened in the month of Kartik. So, in terms of terror, Krishna, he is terror to see the, first of all, the fear by seeing Radharani's glories. But then there is another kind, another variety of fear by seeing the love of Radharani. With any action, if I make her upset, I don't want to make her upset. But to enhance those tears out of fears, to enhance that, Krishna went dur pravas, far away, so that Radharani can cry more and more. Wait a minute. This is not our aim and object. Krishna virahe radhika dasha amito sahite nari. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, no, I can't even bear this. I can't even tolerate this. But this is a pastime to enhance that love, but it's very heartbreaking. So we're not going to focus on that. I have only few minutes left. But now the engine got a little warm up. The month of Kartik means the month of Rasa Leela. There are many Ras took place, but especially the Shardiya Ras, which took place in the month of Kartik, is with only one and one intent of Krishna, to glorify the prem of my Radharani. That's his only intent, to perform Ras Leela. How to glorify my Radharani? To make such a platform, in simple words, to make a drama, or in a good word, good language to express, to make such a platform to do something so unusual or twisting, so the glories of Radharani can can take place there. Yeah, I know Yashoda Devi, 12 minutes left.
It's okay, Maharaj. You got about 10 minutes. I'll give you.
Thank you for gracing me another 10 minutes. But I can't complete Ras Leela in 10 minutes. But I'm just touching the outline, as I said. That it can be said with anonymously with all the gopis, whether they are tatasthas, vipakshas, suritpakshas, or swapakshas. When all the gopis going to understand the glories of my Radharani, and anonymously they were going to say, Anne Radhito Nunam Bhagwan Harir Ishvara. Krishna has served this gopi the most. That's why her name is Radha. This took place in Ras Leela in the month of Kartik. That in separation, Radharani is superior than all other gopis. Because she's the one who's crying the most and feeling separation the most. And Gurudev always used to say, one who has more love, they feel more separation. Understand? One who has more love, they feel separation. There are different levels of separation. So Radharani's separation and all other gopis' separations are not same. Her separation is far than all other the gopis. Because she's not even have a strength to even imitate the pastimes of Krishna as all other gopis are doing. She's only lamenting, saying, Hanath Raman Preshta Kwasi Kwasi Mahabhuja Dasasya Karpanya Me Sakhe Darsham Sanidhim. Oh my beloved, where are you? Where are you? Please extend your darshan to me. And also in union, Krishna gave up the association of all other gopis and took Radharani alone. Who saw this? All gopis saw this. So this is in the month of Kartik and the glories of Kartik, where Kirtida Sundari, Radharani is glorified by anonymously with all gopis. That she is the one who received the most service from Krishna, served by Krishna, decorating the hairs. Kesh prasadam tavatra. This happened in the month of Kartik. And I'm not even touching Govardhan Leela now because I have no time. But in the month of Kartik, Krishna also exhibited the relishing the Dwadash Rasas, the 12 mellows, 5 primary, 7 secondary, through his Govardhan Leela pastime, lifting Shri Giraj Govardhan, which is not so difficult. It looks like, when we go Giraj Parikrama, some people wonder how Krishna can lift such a big hill, and that's on his pinky for 7 days, 7 nights. Amazing, miracle. Krishna found no any efforts in lifting Giraj Govardhan because he's lifting something more heavier than this. What can be more heavier than Giraj Govardhan? The man of Radharani. The man of Radharani is more heavier than lifting Giraj Govardhan. That is, as Srila Maharaj used to say, the burden of love. The burden of Giraj Govardhan is not that high. The burden of love is very high. In this way, Krishna is relishing all these pastimes in the month of Kartik. Slaying Kaliya. Because Ras Leela cannot take place unless he has to show off that he's a hero. Hero always have to show off something or the other. And Krishna is very fond of showing off. When he has to show off his knowledge, then Bhagavad Gita. Wow. When he has to show his virras, his strength, then slaying Kaliya, dancing on the hoods of Kaliya in the month of Kartik, and lifting Giriraj Govardhan. Because these two pastimes are to nourish the Ras Leela. And there in Ras Leela he exhibit what? Which no one else can do this. Not even Dwarka Krishna can do this. Dancing with 100 million gopis. Antaram Anganam cha Madhavam, Madhava Madhav cha Antaranganam. Shibil Mangal Thakur is saying. Reciprocating with all the gopis all together. And reconciling the situation between Chandravali and Radharani, which was so difficult. But through Ras Leela, he reconciled the mood of Chandravali and Radharani. This is the speciality, the glories, the month of Kartik. So therefore, all these pastimes are not anywhere else. These spots are not in America, Europe, Russia, or anywhere else. And not in India, anywhere else. Not in Faridabad. Not in Delhi. This is only reserved for 84 course, 84 miles, Braj Mandal. Srila Gurudev used to inspire everyone, must come, must come, must come. As you heard from previous speaker, he was telling, Maharaji was telling, Naraji gave this boon. Gurudev said, I always keep this in my head. The boon Krishna gave to Naraji. Anyone who comes to these places of pastime and hear those topics at particular spot, Krishna, you must give them your prema bhakti. And Krishna gave that boon to Naraji. Naraji asked for us. Gurudev asked for us. All acharyas, they asked for us. And if we are not there, imagine how they're going to feel. So, I humbly request all devotees worldwide, just taking 5 more minutes, Didi. Many of you have no experience. Some of you have experience. Not many of you have experienced that how the Kartik Parikrama was in year 2000, 2001, when I was with Srila Gurudev. You guys can't even tolerate that. When we were in Barsana, just two different sections, one for ladies, one for Prabhus. And in the between, just one curtain. Yeah. And only one room in that premises, and that's Srila Gurudev's room. But it's not only his room. He was inviting sannyasis, brahmacharis to come and take the spots in his room, his godbrothers. And when there was not enough room, then some brahmacharis was going under his bed too, sleeping under his bed. And only 2 showers, 2 bathrooms only. So devotees have to wake up 2 in the morning in queue to go to restroom and shower. 2 restrooms, one for ladies, one for gents. It was so hard, so difficult. Hard on the body, but it was full of love of Srila Gurudev. He was so personal and close to each and everyone who came, no matter from any place. So much love he was giving attention, make sure everyone should have taken prasadam, their hosting, their lodging, everything is perfect. Gurudev was personally watching each and everything and was concerned. When we used to massage him in his room, Gurudev used to not even accepting massage like in his consciousness, but he was asking different questions. How's prasad is going? What is happening in the kitchen? What about the buses? He's totally focused of each and every one. So much love. And in Govardhan, in Barsana, all these places in Vrindavan, those were the days. No hot shower, no attached bathroom, nothing. But you see now, because of time, place and circumstance, because of many different things, good news is IGVT, Srila Gurudev's society, IGVT, under the banner of IGVT, under the supervision, guidance, instruction, and under the love of Srila Gurudev, we are observing Braj Mandal Parikrama, taking into consideration many factors and facility and for devotees coming from worldwide. That means only Parikrama for 9 days. But actually Parikrama is not for 9 days. Parikrama is for 40 days. We kept 10 days reserved for the Bengali group, 10 days reserved for devotees coming from Odisha, Odia group, so that they can have their own language Harikatha, their own facility, whatever spicy food they want, to facilitate them perfectly. We planned in such a way. After taking into consideration and speaking to Sannyasi Council in a meeting, this was finalized. 10 days for Bengalis, 10 days for Odisha devotees, and then last 10 days for the North Indian group and all from Western world. They booked a beautiful hall for Harikatha, no noise, no disturbance, and very good attached bathroom facilities with AC in the room. People used to complain to Gurudev years back, Gurudev, why we are not getting room with English toilet facilities? Even up to that point, they need that facilities. And it was so hard then. But now, IGBT has arranged everything so perfectly. You get all good facilities and good prasadam, healthy prasadam, less spicy prasadam for Western devotees, but very delicious prasadam. So our parikrama beginning from October, 28th October to November 4th. But there's a special occasion, that is Ankut festival, which is on 22nd October. So don't think that is only for some other groups. It is not for us, because our parikrama starting 28th October. It's not like that. Ankut is for everyone. For demigods, demigoddesses, Gandharvas, whoever wants to come and participate. Everyone can come and participate in 22nd October Govardhan Ankut festival. But then they have to arrange their own facility, because IGBT is arranging from 28th October. But everyone is welcome to attend Giraj Govardhan Parikrama, Ankut festival, sorry. And so please, I'm begging all of you, requesting all of you, please come to Kartik Parikrama. These are the glories of Kartik month. Thank you so much, everyone, and especially to Yashodhari Didi and Bhakti Zoom team. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much. That